So you'd like to know about glue for mosaics? Well, you're in the right place. I'm Helen Miles and I'm here to teach you all the tips and tricks you need to make mosaics. And I have a little favour to ask. Please wait to the end of the video and you'll find out what it is. Thank you. The world of glues for mosaics might seem a little bit complicated, but really it's not. I'm going to pare the glue world down to just 4 essential glues. So I'm not going to try and cover every single glue that ever existed, which might be applicable to mosaics. I'm just going to have 4 glues. And so I hope by paring it down to these 4 glues, you will be able to extrapolate which glue would work for your project. And if you don't have the particular glue that I'm talking about, you'll be able to find an alternative wherever you live. So that's my plan, and I hope it's helpful. Here are the glues. Our first glue is tile adhesive, which is also called thinset in America. Tile adhesive comes in powder form and it comes in different colours. And all you have to do is add water to it to make a paste. You can also buy white and add your own pigment. And the tile adhesive is be careful when you check the bag. Make sure if your mosaic is going to be outside, that it's suitable for outside. This one says it's suitable for swimming pools. So if it's going to work on a swimming pool, it's going to work on your mosaic. It is also frost resistant, which is very important in this hemisphere. So tile adhesive is a great all-round glue. You use tile adhesive when you have all different kinds of materials. So this is an example. We've got shells, pebbles, crockery, a nail, jewellery, things which have texture and have different depth. So anything that you're making that isn't flat, you're going to need to use tile adhesive. And I've done a separate video on how to actually mix the adhesive and make a mosaic with it. But the point is, if your mosaic is textured, if you're using things like pebbles and broken pots, which have different depths, then tile adhesive is the glue for you. Our next glue, glue number 2, is simple, old-fashioned PVA. So you can buy PVA in relatively large containers like this from building suppliers. You can also get it in tubes, and you can get it in bottles with nozzles on top, so it's really easy to dispense. PVA is a general all-round glue, and it says here that it's good for materials that have a degree of porosity, such as timber, fiberboard, polystyrene, concrete, brick and masonry. So it makes big promises, this PVA glue, but I'm not comfortable using anything which doesn't say that it's suitable for outdoors and watery conditions. So the only time I would use this glue is for something indoors which is not going to have any access to water. So, for example, if I was making a pot stand, I would not use PVA. But something like these little coasters, which, if they're going to get water on them, will just have the rim of a glass around it, I'd be fine using PVA. So this is a coaster made on just MDF board, and obviously it's grouted. So the grout will also protect the glue, will protect the bond between the tiles and the board. So I'd be fine using PVA for an indoor project if it's not going to have too much exposure to water. A pot stand, as I said, I would probably not choose PVA because it's going to have more heavy use. something purely decorative like this fish, which is made on wood, would be fine with PVA. It's just going to be on the wall, no one's going to be walking on it, it's not going to be exposed to any water. An indoor mosaic, this is an ideal candidate for PVA. Our next glue number 3, is Titebond II Premium Wood Glue. And I just love this glue. This glue is also suitable for interior and exterior. Note that word. Every time you go shopping for glue, if your mosaic's going to be outside, it needs to say on the bottle that it's for outside. The simple reason I love this glue is because it does the job. It's brilliant at what it's set out to do. What I want it to do is to bond flat, purpose-made mosaic tiles like ceramic and vitreous glass to a flat surface like weddy board or jacko board. And that's what it does so brilliantly. The other thing about it is that it has a great consistency. Can you see that? Look at that. Just lovely. Not too watery, not too gloopy, not too sticky. It is exactly the right consistency for making mosaics. It's got the right texture. It's suitable for ceramic and glass. It sticks brilliantly to all the common substrates we use for mosaic, like wood, weddy board and jacko board. And it very reasonably quickly, sticks and doesn't move around. So let me show you. Just put a few pieces down, glass and ceramic. And within a few seconds, those don't move, which is great. They're not fully stuck, obviously, and that one did slip when I turned it upside down, but you're not going to be turning it upside down when you're making mosaics. And within 10 minutes, I would say actually within 5 minutes, you could easily turn that upside down and it wouldn't move at all. So there you go, that's within less than a minute, and it's already stuck. I use Titebond II Premium Wood Glue for any mosaic which is flat onto a flat surface. So this mosaic is made on mesh, so it's premium wood glue is perfect for that. I know the word premium wood glue is a little bit off-putting when you're using stone and ceramic and glass, and you're not even necessarily sticking it to wood. But believe me, it's a fantastic glue and it works well with all of our mosaic-y materials as long as they're flat onto flat surfaces. Our fourth and final glue is what I will call builder's glues. So when you go into any hardware shop, you will find a whole shelf of these types of glues in kind of canisters with nozzles attached, and you need a gun to dispense them. Personally, I've never used these types of glues for mosaic, but they promise the world. So this one promises to glue metal, stone and plastic. And so essentially, if you were gluing something onto a smooth surface, something like glass or metal, I would head for that shelf in the hardware shop and see what they have available. As you can see, this one almost promises the world. It's all weather, it bonds in 15 minutes, it sticks like shit, I think it's meant to say, and you don't have to do any surface preparation. The problem with glues like this, if you're going for the hardcore stuff, is that they are pretty toxic. Because I've never used them, I asked Rachel Davies for some advice about using them. She hasn't used them very much either, but she did have a very handy tip, which was that when you are using something in a canister like this, you can dispense it into much smaller craft syringes, which makes it much, much easier to use for any mosaic crafting project. Obviously, you don't have to get the super duper sticks to anything, even wet surfaces type of glue. This is at the upper end of the extreme version. So just go along to your hardware shop, as I've said, and you'll find a range of essentially they're silicone glues, and you'll find ones which are suitable for your particular project. There you have it. 4 useful, versatile glues for most, if not all, of your mosaic projects. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, then please subscribe below. As for that favour that I was going to ask you, you've already done it by watching this video through to the end. The way YouTube works is that advertising revenue is generated according to the amount of views you get and the amount of time people spend on those videos. So when you watch a video to the end, you're really helping me, and I'm hugely appreciative. Thank you very much.